Clarity is the birthplace of power. Without it, even the most determined effort will scatter like dust in the wind. The world is full of people working hard, running fast, and pushing through day after day, but without a clear direction. Their energy burns out and their results fall short. The truth is, you cannot hit a target you cannot see. You cannot claim a life you've never envisioned. Getting everything you want starts with defining exactly what that is. This isn't about vague wishes or empty affirmations. It's about absolute ruthless specificity. What does success look like for you? What does fulfillment feel like? What kind of relationships do you want? What kind of freedom? What kind of legacy? Paint the picture with bold strokes, with every detail etched in your mind so clearly that it feels more real than the distractions around you. Because when you know what you want with crystal clear precision, everything changes. Your thoughts align. Your energy sharpens. Your time becomes sacred, no longer wasted on things that don't serve that vision. Clarity acts as a filter. Opportunities, choices, people, they all pass through it. Does it serve the mission? Does it lead to the goal? If not, it's a no. And that kind of mental discipline, the ability to say no to what's good so you can pursue what's great, is born out of clarity. There's a reason most people drift through life constantly busy yet strangely empty. They wake up reacting, not creating. They let others decide their path, their value, their worth. They live according to expectations rather than intention. But the moment you define your own vision, you take the wheel. You move from the passenger seat to the driver's seat of your own life. And that shift changes everything. Clarity breeds confidence. When you're clear on where you're going, you no longer second-guess every step. You no longer crumble under the weight of other people's opinions. You no longer dilute your dreams to make others comfortable. You walk with conviction. You speak with purpose. You act with certainty. Because you know, you're no longer wandering your building, and that foundation is unshakable. It's not enough to want more from life. You must define what more looks like. Vague goals bring vague results. But when you write down your goals, when you break them into actionable steps, when you measure progress and recalibrate with intention suddenly, you're not chasing dreams anymore. You're building them brick by brick. It becomes a system, a process, a rhythm. And clarity doesn't just help you achieve more, it helps you become more. Because in the pursuit of a clear vision, you grow. You stretch. You evolve into the kind of person who can carry the weight of your own potential. The dream is only half the journey. The other half is who you must become to achieve it. And clarity is what forces that evolution. It demands focus, discipline, and persistence. It demands you rise above the noise and commit to a life most will never taste, simply because they never dared to define it. So get clear. Define what you want, not what you think you should want, not what others expect from you, but what truly sets your soul on fire. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Meditate on it. Visualize it every single day. Let it become the compass that guides your decisions, the fire that fuels your mornings, and the standard that shapes your discipline. Because once you have clarity, the rest begins to unfold. You'll begin to see possibilities where there were once problems. You'll attract the right people, the right ideas, the right energy. The universe doesn't respond to uncertainty, it responds to intention. It responds to the person who knows exactly what they want, why they want it, and what they're willing to do to make it real. Don't drift. Don't guess. Don't hope. Define. Declare. Decide. Your future depends on it. Fear is misunderstood. Most see it as a warning, a red light telling them to stop, to retreat, to play it safe. But fear is not a wall, it's a door. It's not the enemy, it's the guide. It appears not when you're off track, but when you're stepping closer to something meaningful, something that has the power to change you. Fear doesn't show up when you're stagnant. It shows up when you're about to grow. It's easy to let fear control the narrative, to silence ambition with doubt, to disguise procrastination as caution. But the truth is, everything you want sits just on the other side of fear, that dream you've been holding. It requires you to move through discomfort, that potential you haven't yet tapped into. It waits in the space where fear meets courage. Fear has a language it speaks in hesitation, in second-guessing, in worst-case scenarios. But you can learn to speak back. You can train your mind to interpret fear as a green light, as proof that you're heading in the right direction. Because if it didn't matter, it wouldn't scare you. If it didn't stretch you, it wouldn't challenge you. Fear shows up when the stakes are real, and that's exactly when you need to act. You don't eliminate fear by avoiding it. You eliminate it by facing it again and again until it no longer owns you. Every time you confront it, you take away a piece of its power. Every time you act in spite of it, you become stronger, braver, more relentless. Fear wants you to play small. Courage refuses. And courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move forward anyway, to take the leap, to speak up, to start the project, to walk into the unknown and trust that your strength will meet you there. That's where transformation happens, in the tension between fear and action. Growth doesn't happen in safety. It happens in the stretch, the risk, the leap. It happens when you stop waiting for permission and start creating momentum. Fear thrives in silence and in action, but it crumbles when met with movement. Action is the antidote to fear. The more you move, the smaller fear becomes. So ask yourself, what would you do if fear wasn't a factor? Who would you be if you didn't hold back? What life would you build if you stopped playing defense and started playing offense? Let fear show you where to go. Let it signal the path that matters. Let it guide you toward the edge and then jump. Not recklessly, but boldly. Not carelessly, but with conviction. Use fear as fuel, as fire, as proof that you're alive and reaching for something greater. Fear is not your weakness, it's the birthplace of your greatest strength. Nothing changes without action. You can dream, plan, visualize, and prepare, but if you don't move, nothing happens. Action is the great separator. It's what draws the line between those who talk about potential and those who live it. You don't need more motivation, you need motion, because motion creates momentum, and momentum turns effort into results. Waiting for the perfect time is the lie that keeps you stuck. Conditions will never be ideal. There will always be uncertainty, always be risk, always be a reason to delay. But progress doesn't belong to the perfect, it belongs to the bold. The ones who start when it's uncomfortable. The ones who move before they're ready. The ones who choose execution over excuses. Taking massive action doesn't mean chaos. It means intensity. It means full commitment. It means doing more than what's convenient and pushing past what's expected. It's about attacking your goals with urgency, with focus, with relentless energy that refuses to fade just because things get hard. Every result you desire lies on the other side of action. And not just any action, but the kind that demands effort, the kind that stretches you, the kind that makes your heart race because you know it matters. Big moves create big change. Small, consistent steps build unbreakable momentum. Both are necessary. Both are powerful. And both require you to stop thinking and start doing. There will be doubt. There will be resistance. There will be moments when your mind tells you to slow down, to take a break, to wait until later. Don't listen. When you act through resistance, you train your discipline. When you move anyway, you harden your will. The mind will try to protect you from discomfort, but it's that very discomfort that leads to transformation. Action breeds clarity. You won't have all the answers when you start, but the answers live in the doing. Every step forward reveals more. Every mistake teaches. Every result, good or bad, is feedback that sharpens your path. Don't wait for clarity to act to gain clarity. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the next step, and then the next, and then another. You build confidence by proving to yourself that you can follow through. You build strength by showing up when it's easier to quit. You build your future by taking action today, not someday. The distance between where you are and where you want to be isn't closed by time. It's closed by effort. Every second you hesitate is a second someone else is outworking you, outmoving you, and outrunning you. But the moment you commit, the moment you go all in, you become unstoppable. So move. Start. Act. And don't stop until the results show up. Then keep going. Because once you realize how much power lives in your action, you'll never sit still again. Belief is the foundation of all achievement. Before any success can exist in the world, it must first exist in the mind. You will never rise above the level of belief you hold about yourself. If you see yourself as average, you'll settle for average. If you carry doubt, you'll attract hesitation. But when your belief is unshakable, when it is anchored deep within your core, you become a force nothing can stop. Belief is not about arrogance. It's not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about knowing deep down that you are capable, that you are worthy, that you are built to overcome. It's understanding that you were never meant to live small, that your dreams are valid, and that your potential is waiting to be unleashed. But belief doesn't happen by accident. It's built. It's trained. It's forged through action and reinforced through results. Every time you push through a barrier, every time you overcome a setback, every time you finish what you started, your belief strengthens. And the stronger it gets, the bolder your moves become. Suddenly, things that once felt impossible start to look like the next logical step. You don't need others to believe in you first. That validation is a bonus, not a requirement. The world mirrors what you project. If you carry hesitation, the world will doubt you. If you carry conviction, the world will move to meet you. Your energy sets the tone. Your belief sets the standard. There will be voices external and internal that tell you you're not ready, not enough, not capable. Silence them. Drown them out with action. Build such a deep reservoir of belief that no doubt can shake you. No criticism can break you. Because when belief runs deep, failure becomes feedback, not a verdict. Challenges become fuel, not blocks. Setbacks become setups for comebacks. Belief is the armor you wear in battle. It's the fire you carry in silence. It's what keeps you going when the path is unclear. when the support is missing, when the odds feel stacked. It's the internal certainty that no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times you fall, you will rise. You will win. You will finish what you started. And here's the truth. Most people never fully activate their potential simply because they don't believe they can. They aim low, not because they lack ability, but because they lack belief. But once you decide to believe fully, completely, without conditions, you unleash a power that nothing can match. Build that belief. Nurture it. Feed it with discipline, with effort, with small wins stacked on top of each other. Let it become your foundation, because when belief takes root, success becomes inevitable. Discipline is freedom. While the world chases comfort, true achievers chase structure. It's not about harsh routines or rigid schedules. It's about mastering yourself. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it, because feelings come and go, but discipline stays. It keeps you locked in when motivation fades. It moves you forward when excuses creep in. Without discipline, talent is wasted. Potential stays dormant. Vision remains a fantasy. But with discipline, the impossible becomes inevitable. It's the hidden force behind every breakthrough. It's what gets you out of bed early, what keeps you studying late, what pushes you to make that one extra call, take that one more rep, write that one more page. Discipline turns average days into productive ones and consistent effort into lasting results. There will always be a war inside you, the part that wants ease and the part that craves excellence. Discipline is choosing excellence over and over again. It's choosing long-term gain over short-term pleasure. It's saying no to distraction so you can say yes to purpose. It's the quiet power of focus, showing up every day with intention and refusing to let the day own you. And no, it's not easy. That's why it's rare. That's why it stands out. Because when most people give in, discipline steps up. When others coast, discipline grinds. When the crowd stops, discipline continues. It's not flashy. It's not loud. But it is undeniable. You don't need to be extreme. You need to be consistent. Discipline is built one decision at a time. One workout. One choice to read instead of scroll. 1 hour of focused work. One meal aligned with your health goals. Small things done daily create massive change. And the reward.
Control. Over your time.
Over your mind. Over your result. Discipline isn't about restriction. It's about taking back your power. It's the road to mastery. The bridge between desire and achievement. Without it, dreams stay dreams. With it, they become plans executed with precision. So if you want more out of life, build discipline. Start small, stay steady, and refuse to quit. Because the disciplined mind is an unstoppable one. And when discipline becomes your lifestyle, greatness becomes your default. Success demands responsibility. It's easy to blame circumstances, people, or timing. But the moment you hand over blame, you also hand over power. Ownership is where transformation begins. When you take full responsibility for your life, your choices, your habits, your outcomes, you unlock the ability to change everything. Excuses feel good in the short term. They protect the ego. They provide a cushion when things go wrong. But they also build walls. Walls that separate you from progress. Walls that keep you trapped in cycles of regret and repetition. Responsibility tears those walls down. It forces you to face the truth, not to shame yourself, but to free yourself. Life doesn't owe you anything. It never has. And the faster you accept that, the faster you grow. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the life you want. It's on you. Your effort, your mindset, your decisions. That's where the power lies. When you stop expecting things to change and start changing yourself, everything begins to shift. Taking ownership doesn't mean you control everything, but it means you control your response to everything. You don't get to choose every storm, but you choose whether you stand or crumble. And that choice defines you. Victims wait. Leaders act. Victims point fingers. Leaders ask, what can I do about it? Responsibility gives you clarity. Instead of wondering why life isn't fair, you start asking, what needs to change? Instead of focusing on what you lack, you double down on what you can build. And with every step, you reclaim control. You stop surviving and start creating. You stop complaining and start executing. It's not about being perfect. It's about being honest. Owning your flaws. Owning your patterns. Owning the fact that maybe, just maybe, your comfort is costing you your future. And that kind of honesty is rare. But it's the foundation of freedom, because once you own it, you can change it. And once you change it, no one can take that power from you. Responsibility is not a burden, it's a weapon. Use it, sharpen it. Let it cut through the noise of blame and mediocrity. Because the person who owns their life completely is the one who transforms it completely. Growth requires discomfort. It's a universal truth, and nothing extraordinary ever came from staying in your comfort zone. The very nature of progress is to challenge the status quo, to push against the boundaries of what you think you're capable of, and to constantly stretch beyond what feels safe. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It lulls you into stagnation, into a state of complacency where you stop reaching, stop striving, and ultimately stop evolving. To grow, you must embrace discomfort. The moment you start avoiding challenges is the moment you stop moving forward. Growth happens when you push through the pain, when you embrace the uncertainty, and when you tackle the difficult tasks head on. It's in those uncomfortable moments that your greatest transformation occurs. The discomfort you feel is a signal that you are stepping into new territory, that you are expanding, that you are evolving into someone who can handle more responsibility, more success, more freedom. We often try to avoid discomfort, thinking it's a sign that we're on the wrong path. But it's not. Discomfort is a sign that you're on the right path. It's a sign that you're pushing the limits of your potential. If you want to achieve something great, something beyond the ordinary, you must be willing to experience the tension between where you are now and where you want to be. Imagine your growth like a muscle. The only way to make a muscle stronger is to break it down first through stress, strain, and resistance. The muscle then repairs and grows back stronger. It's the same with you. Every challenge you face, every setback you endure, every failure you experience is breaking you down in a way that forces you to rebuild stronger, more capable, and more resilient than before. This is the paradox of growth. The more you lean into discomfort, the more you become comfortable with it. The more you challenge yourself, the more you expand your capacity for greatness. What once felt difficult and overwhelming eventually becomes your new normal. What once felt out of reach becomes attainable. Don't shy away from the discomfort of growth. Don't turn back when it feels tough. Lean into it. Welcome it. Because it's in those moments that you build the strength, the resilience, and the mindset that will carry you through every challenge, every failure, and every success. Embrace discomfort, and you will unlock a level of growth that most will never experience because they refuse to step out of their comfort zones. Growth is a choice. It's the choice to get uncomfortable, to face your fears, and to rise to the occasion every time life challenges you. So choose growth. Choose discomfort. Choose to become the person you were always meant to be, because it's only through discomfort that you will reach the heights you desire. Success is a product of consistency. It's not the grand gestures or the rare moments of brilliance that define you. It's the everyday actions, the small, often unseen decisions that stack up over time. People who succeed aren't necessarily the most talented. They are the most consistent. They show up day after day, even when they don't feel like it, even when progress seems slow, even when the world around them doubts them. Consistency is what separates those who dream from those who do. When you commit to a process and refuse to deviate from it, you create a powerful rhythm. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum is the fuel that drives success. It's not about being perfect every time, but about being persistent. It's about making progress, no matter how small, and doing so relentlessly. Progress compounds. Small, repeated efforts add up in ways that will surprise you over time. It's easy to get excited at the start of something. The newness of a project or a goal brings energy and enthusiasm, but that excitement fades, and that's when the true test begins. That's when consistency kicks in. Success doesn't care about motivation. It cares about action. It cares about the ability to show up even when the initial spark has died out. The people who achieve greatness are not always the ones who start with the most energy. They are the ones who keep going when the energy runs dry. They push through the monotony, through the doubts, and through the fatigue, knowing that every small action adds to the larger picture. Over time, the consistency you build will become your greatest asset. In a world that seeks shortcuts and instant results, consistency is revolutionary. It's what wins long-term battles. While others are looking for fast fixes, you are steadily building. While others get distracted by the next shiny object, you are honing your craft, making progress inch by inch, day after day. And that steady, unwavering commitment is what leads to massive success. Don't measure progress by the scale of individual moments. Measure it by the consistency of your action. Success is not a single event. It's the result of thousands of small, consistent choices that add up over time. So stay committed. Keep showing up. Keep putting in the work, even when it feels like no one is watching. Because in the end, it's not the fleeting burst of effort that matters. It's the steady, determined rhythm of your consistency. And that rhythm will carry you further than you ever imagined. The power of your environment cannot be underestimated. The people you surround yourself with, the places you frequent, the media you consume, all of these factors shape your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your success. Your environment is a mirror of your inner world. If you want to level up, you must first upgrade your surroundings. People influence us more than we realize. We tend to become like the people we spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by those who complain, make excuses, and settle for mediocrity, you will inevitably start to mirror that energy. But if you surround yourself with people who challenge you, who inspire you, who push you to be better, your growth will be inevitable. Your circle should be a reflection of where you want to go, not where you've been. This isn't just about physical proximity. It's about mental and emotional proximity, too. Who are the people whose opinions you value most? Who are the ones whose words impact you the most? Are they elevating you, or are they pulling you down? If you want to change your life, you must change your relationships. Seek out people who are ahead of you, who have the qualities and accomplishments you admire, and who are willing to show you the path they've taken. They'll help you break free from the limiting beliefs and habits that have held you back. Your environment extends beyond the people you interact with. It's the content you consume, the books you read, the podcasts you listen to, the social media you follow. What you feed your mind shapes your outlook on life. If you fill your mind with negativity, fear, and doubt, it will be much harder to break free from those patterns. But if you feed your mind with knowledge, inspiration, and strategies for growth, your perspective will shift, and so will your reality. Make a conscious effort to curate your environment. Get rid of distractions that don't serve your purpose.
Replace bad habits with good ones.
Start filling your space with things that align with your goals, whether it's people, books, or routines. Build a sanctuary of focus and inspiration. This shift will not only boost your productivity, but it will also change the way you think, the way you act, and the way you show up in the world. Your environment doesn't just influence you, it also provides feedback. It will reflect your mindset, your choices, and your priorities. If your environment is cluttered, chaotic, or uninspiring, it's a sign that you need to take control. Create the space for growth by making your surroundings a reflection of your ambitions. When you do this, you create an ecosystem that supports your success rather than detracts from it. Remember, your environment is a tool. Use it wisely. Surround yourself with people who elevate you. Fill your mind with knowledge that empowers you, and create a physical space that promotes focus, clarity, and action. This is how you create a foundation for long-term success. Resilience is the quality that separates those who succeed from those who give up. Life is not a straight line. It's filled with ups and downs, twists and turns, challenges and setbacks. How you respond to adversity determines your path. Will you rise or will you crumble? Will you bend or will you break? Resilience is what allows you to rise every time you fall, to keep moving when the world tells you to stop, and to turn obstacles into opportunities. Challenges are inevitable. They are not signs that you're on the wrong path, but signs that you're on the right one. If you never face hardship, if you never experience failure, then you're not pushing yourself to your full potential. Resilience is built through adversity. It's forged in the fires of struggle. Every difficulty you face is an opportunity to strengthen your resolve, to develop the mental toughness that will carry you through the toughest of times. But resilience doesn't mean you ignore pain or push through without acknowledging the difficulty. It means you accept the challenge, feel the pain, and then choose to keep going. It's about adjusting your mindset so that setbacks become lessons, not reasons to quit. The difference between success and failure isn't how many times you fall, it's how many times you get back up. When you develop resilience, you become unshakable. You learn how to turn failure into fuel, to use hardship as the driving force that propels you forward. Instead of allowing tough times to define you, you define them. You take control of your story. Every challenge is just another chapter in your journey, and how you handle it determines the next chapter's outcome. Resilience requires a shift in perspective. You need to stop viewing setbacks as roadblocks and start seeing them as detours. Sometimes the path you thought you would take isn't the one that's meant for you. Life might throw curveballs, but those curveballs are often disguised opportunities for growth, learning, and transformation. The key to resilience is consistency. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to show up every day. The act of simply continuing, despite the odds, is a form of victory in itself. It's not about getting everything right. It's about refusing to give up, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Building resilience requires patience. It's not something that happens overnight. It's a process, a series of small decisions, actions, and mindsets that add up over time. But the more you cultivate resilience, the easier it becomes to handle whatever life throws your way. You develop the confidence to face challenges head-on and the belief that, no matter what, you will prevail. So, embrace the difficulties. Welcome the obstacles. See them for what they truly are, opportunities to strengthen your resilience. And remember, the most resilient people are not those who never fall, but those who rise again and again, stronger each time. Vision is the compass that guides your life. Without a clear vision, you are like a ship adrift on the open ocean, tossed by the waves, subject to the winds of circumstance. But when you have a clear vision, you have a destination. You know where you're going, and every action, every decision is aligned with that end goal. Vision gives you purpose. It gives you direction. It gives you a reason to keep moving. even when the path is unclear or the journey feels long. A powerful vision doesn't just come from daydreams or vague hopes. It comes from clarity, from defining exactly what you want in life. What do you want to achieve? Who do you want to become? What does your ideal life look like? A strong vision is specific, vivid, and motivating. It's a clear image of the life you want, and it serves as a reminder that you have the ability to create it. Your vision is a filter. It helps you make decisions. When you know what you're working toward, it becomes easier to say no to distractions, to avoid detours that lead you away from your goals. It becomes easier to stay focused, to keep your energy directed at what truly matters. When you have a clear vision, everything else falls into place. But vision alone is not enough. It's the combination of vision and action that produces results. A vision without action is merely a dream. It's the daily steps, the small commitments, the relentless pursuit of your vision that turns it into reality. Vision gives you the why, action gives you the how. And your vision should inspire you. It should fuel you on the days when motivation is low, when you're faced with obstacles, when it feels easier to quit. When your vision is powerful enough, it becomes the driving force that keeps you going. It pulls you forward, even when the journey feels exhausting, because you know that every step brings you closer to what you truly desire. To keep your vision alive, revisit it daily. Visualize it in detail. Feel the emotions of achieving it. Make it so real in your mind that it becomes impossible to ignore. Write it down, speak it out loud, and make it part of your everyday thought. The more you engage with your vision, the more it becomes a part of who you are. It becomes your identity. And when your vision becomes your identity, it's not a matter of if you will achieve it, but when. Your vision is a powerful force. It's the reason you'll keep going when the going gets tough. It's the foundation for every decision you make, the fuel that powers your ambition. Don't let life's distractions pull you off course. Keep your vision at the forefront of your mind and let it lead you toward the life you've always dreamed of. Your habits shape your future. They are the invisible forces that either propel you toward success or keep you stuck in mediocrity. Every action you take, no matter how small, is a reflection of your habits. And over time, those small actions compound to create the life you experience. If you want to change your life, you must change your habits. Success isn't an event. It's a process. It's the result of doing the right things consistently over time. Every great achiever, every successful person has a set of habits that support their goals. These habits are the foundation of their success. It's not about big, dramatic changes. It's about the small, consistent actions that, when repeated, create extraordinary results. The key to building successful habits is understanding that change doesn't happen overnight. It's not about instant transformation. It's about taking one step at a time, making small adjustments and sticking with them. Progress comes in increments, but with each small step, you move closer to your goals, and the momentum starts to build. Eventually, those habits become ingrained in your daily life, and success becomes second nature. To build powerful habits, start with one. Focus on one change, one action, and make it a non-negotiable part of your routine. Once that habit is firmly in place, add another. This methodical, incremental approach is what leads to lasting change. It's not about overwhelming yourself with dozens of new habits all at once. It's about making steady progress, one habit at a time, until you've built a foundation of excellence. Habits also create identity. What you do consistently shapes who you become. If you consistently make healthy choices, you become a healthy person. If you consistently work on your craft, you become a master. If you consistently take action toward your goals, you become a goal achiever. Your habits shape your self-image, and your self-image shapes your actions. When you build habits that align with the person you want to become, your future is already set in motion. And don't forget, habits aren't just about what you do, they're also about what you don't do. What you avoid is just as important as what you pursue. The habit of saying no to distractions, the habit of avoiding negative influences, the habit of rejecting mediocrity, these are just as powerful as any positive action you take. Your habits are the foundation of everything you want to achieve. They are the daily choices that determine your trajectory. The good news is you have the power to change them. You have the power to create a new reality, one habit at a time. So take control. Start small, stay consistent, and watch as your habits transform your life into the success story you've always envisioned. Gratitude is the key that unlocks abundance. It's the practice of acknowledging and appreciating what you already have, rather than focusing on what you lack. Gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, from focusing on limitations to focusing on possibilities. It changes your perspective on life, opening your eyes to the wealth of blessings around you, both big and small. When you practice gratitude, you start to see the world differently. You stop taking things for granted and begin to notice the countless things you've been blessed with: your health, your relationships, your opportunities, your abilities. Gratitude makes you aware of the present moment and what you can be thankful for right now. It takes the focus off what you don't have and places it on what you do. The power of gratitude goes beyond simply feeling thankful. It's about cultivating a mindset that attracts more of what you appreciate. When you are grateful for what you have, you send out positive energy into the world, and in return, you receive more. Gratitude is a magnet for abundance. The more you focus on the good, the more good you will attract into your life. Gratitude also changes how you approach challenges. Instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, you begin to see them as opportunities for growth. You start to appreciate the lessons in every difficulty. Gratitude helps you reframe your struggles and empowers you to keep moving forward with a positive mindset. When you are grateful, even obstacles can be seen as stepping stones to your success. But gratitude doesn't just affect your mindset, it has a profound impact on your well-being. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude increases happiness, reduces stress, and improves relationships. It shifts your focus from negativity and worry to appreciation and contentment. When you are grateful, you cultivate peace of mind, and that peace is the foundation for creativity, productivity, and success. So, how can you cultivate gratitude in your life? Start by taking a moment each day to reflect on what you are grateful for. It could be something as simple as a good meal, a kind word from a friend, or the ability to wake up and face a new day. The key is to make it a habit, to consciously recognize the good in your life. Keep a gratitude journal where you write down at least 3 things you are thankful for every day. Over time, this practice will rewire your brain to focus on abundance instead of scarcity. Gratitude is more than just a mindset. It's a way of living. It's about being present, appreciating what you have, and opening yourself to even greater blessings. When you make gratitude a part of your daily life, you will start to see the world and your place in it transform. Gratitude is the foundation of a prosperous, fulfilling life. It is the lens through which you can see the abundance that already surrounds you, and it is the key to attracting even more. Time is the most valuable resource you have. It's finite, irreplaceable, and once it's gone, you can never get it back. How you choose to spend your time will ultimately determine the quality of your life and the level of your success. Time is the great equalizer. Everyone, no matter their background or circumstances, has the same 24 hours in a day. What you do with those hours makes all the difference. Time is an asset, but it's also a currency. You exchange your time for experiences, achievements, and opportunities. If you spend your time on things that don't move you toward your goals, you are wasting your most precious resource. On the other hand, if you invest your time wisely by focusing on activities that add value to your life and bring you closer to your vision, you are leveraging your time for maximum return. The way you manage your time is directly tied to your level of success. Time management isn't just about scheduling tasks, it's about making intentional decisions. It's about prioritizing what truly matters and eliminating distractions. Every minute you spend on something that doesn't align with your goals is a minute lost. Every minute you spend on things that contribute to your growth and progress is an investment in your future. One of the biggest challenges we face is the constant pull of distraction. The world is filled with endless sources of noise and interruption, social media, news, and tooth entertainment, and more. These distractions steal our time, often without us realizing it. But if you want to achieve greatness, you must learn how to guard your time with the same level of importance you place on your health or your relationships. Time is your most valuable asset, and it requires discipline to manage it effectively. The key to mastering your time is understanding your priorities. What are the activities that will bring you closer to your goals? What are the things that will move the needle in your life? Once you identify these priorities, you can allocate your time accordingly. Say no to things that don't align with your vision and focus on what truly matters. Time also requires focus. It's easy to get lost in a sea of tasks, but focus is what allows you to make real progress. Multitasking may feel productive, but it often leads to scattered energy and diminished results. Focus on one thing at a time. Give it your full attention and see it through to completion. In doing so, you maximize the value of each moment. Remember that time is not only about work and productivity. It's also about rest, reflection, and self-care. The most successful people are those who understand the balance between action and relaxation. They know that time spent on recovery is just as important as time spent working toward their goals. Taking time to recharge allows you to return to your pursuits with renewed energy and clarity.